Evening everyone, Sam here from Mind Body Medical. I hope you guys are all well and I hope you're enjoying the lovely hot weather we've been having. So 2 weeks ago, we did a poll on our Facebook group asking you guys what kind of ailments or problems you would like help or advice managing using natural medicine, Ayurvedic medicine. And we got a barrage of responses around lots of problems like constipation, insomnia, dozens and dozens of problems, but there were three that ranked top. Osteoarthritis, anxiety and fatigue. Last week we covered osteoarthritis and had some great responses from that. Tonight we're talking about the second issue, which is anxiety, and I guess I wasn't surprised that ranked as the most sought after ailment that we received from that poll. I think given the 18 months we've had with COVID, during the lockdowns, it was obviously very, very anxiety promoting. We've seen in our clinic a lot of people getting almost more anxiety from coming out of lockdown, the move back, the progressive move back into a more normal life, and all of that entails in terms of being in bigger groups of people, commuting, work, offices, risk, all this. So I think learning tools that really empower you to take control of problems like anxiety is probably more useful now than it's been in the last couple of years. I think it's a really, really key tool. As I said last week, this content comes from our Hobby Herbalist course, which is a 6-week online course, 2 hours a week for 6 weeks. And the whole aim of that course is just about empowering people with the competence and the confidence and the knowledge they need to be able to manage these kinds of problems, common household ailments using evidence-based herbal medicine and Ayurvedic medicine. We've got about 10 places left on that course if you want to join. It starts this coming Tuesday and it lasts for 6 weeks. So if you're looking to learn more about herbal medicines and how you can use them, then do check out the Hobby Herbalist course. So when it comes to managing anxiety, there's kind of two things we need to be really, really aware of. And two things that we need to really proactively intervene to target. The first one is using something called anxiolytic treatment. So treatments that actually help to reduce anxiety. Treatments that help to actually dial down the anxiety response, the stress response in the body. And the second approach is about actually buffering our body against anxiety, buffering our body against stress, and helping to elevate mood, helping to actually uplift us so we feel more vital, we feel more positive, we feel happier and calmer. Because anxiety is a normal response. If you've got to do a public speech or you've got a driving test, it's natural to feel anxious around those kinds of things. But where it becomes more of an issue is where it becomes chronic anxiety or generalized anxiety, where we've got that feeling of dread or butterflies in the tummy or feeling wired for no particular reason. That's where we really need to grab the bull by the horns and start to manage that. So I just want to talk about a few points that we have found to be most effective in our clinic in terms of general advice in the Ayurvedic Mentor. These are the kinds of approaches we talk about in the Hobby Herbalist course. So I want to talk about some internal treatments, so oral prescription, natural herbal prescriptions. I want to talk about transdermal therapy in terms of herbal baths, and also talk about some lifestyle practices. Okay, so when it comes to internal treatments, you want to kind of be using a multifactorial approach. It's not really typical that one herb will do enough in those two key areas that we just spoke about. So the two herbs that really excel, if you're suffering from anxiety and you're feeling wide, you've got palpitations or butterflies or nervous tummy or that sense of impending doom, the two herbs that we turn to are valerian root and ashwagandha, okay? Both of which are clinically proven in the capacity of changing our biochemistry and our hormone profile in response to anxiety. So in terms of an actual a mildly sedating, anxiolytic, anxiety-reducing herb, valerian is time-tested, it's incredibly evidence-based, it's very, very rigorous clinical trial data to show it brings anxiety down. You look in World War One, in World War Two, even post World War Two, anxiety was used in military medicine and things like that to help dial down the stress response. It's incredibly effective. It's quite a strong sedative. It can really, it doesn't make us, woozy or foggy headed, but it imparts a really discernible impact upon the level of anxiety we're feeling. You can get valerian tea bags ready made, or you can get valerian root. We prefer to get the actual root itself, just because you can control the dose more effectively than standard tea bags. You can get valerian root, dried valerian root, really easily online. Organic Herb Trading, Baldwin's, Indigo Herbs, Star Child. I'll post all those comments, those suppliers in the comments below once I finish. But ideally with valerian, if you're suffering with anxiety, you want to be consuming a little bit all through the day. So you don't want a really strong cup in the morning and a really strong cup in the evening. You want kind of half a cup every 2 hours. You want to be sipping on it all day, so that the chemical compounds, the anxiety reducing compounds in the valerian, never fall below a certain level in your body. And that just helps keep the anxiety mechanisms in the body under control, and just dials down that anxiety response. It's particularly good if you're suffering with anxiety-induced sleep problems, or you get home in the evening and you just can't settle down. You really feel wired and tense. Valerian tea is just exceptional at just bringing down that hyperactivated nervous system, dysfunction. Okay, so valerian root, and then in terms of actually buffering the body against stress, against anxiety, and actually elevating our mood. It's probably no surprise to a lot of you who've been to our different courses that we're talking about ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen. They're herbal medicines that help the body adapt to external stress and anxiety. So by taking ashwagandha, we buffer, we put a ceiling on how much of a dysfunctional response the body will induce in response to any given stress or anxiety. So it buffers the release of our stress hormones, but it also elevates mood. It's clinically proven to elevate mood. It lifts our mood, it reduces anxiety, it reduces overwhelming, it lifts us, it makes us feel calmer, more stable, less stressed out, less wired. Okay, and by combining those two, by combining valerian and ashwagandha, you get this anxiety reducing, stress buffering, mood elevating trilogy of benefits, which is often the difference between a good outcome and a great outcome. So they're two internal treatments that I can't recommend enough. There's loads of other treatments, there's loads of other herbs that are clinically indicated for managing anxiety, but they're the two that we consistently find to induce the most reliable response. Okay. Another approach that we find works tremendously well is something called transdermal therapy. So transdermal therapy is the absorption of medical compounds through the skin. So rather than taking medicines internally through the digestive system, we absorb them through the skin. And, I guess common examples are things like nicotine patches, HRT patches. How do they work? Why do they work? They work because they deliver the hormones, they deliver the slow release nicotine through the skin, into the blood vessels, into the nerves, which then affect the whole physiology of the body. And transdermal therapy in many ways is more powerful than internal treatments, because you can get a higher dose, because you haven't got to worry about a side effect profile, because you're bypassing the liver, you're bypassing the digestive tract. Whilst transdermal therapy is really big in pharmaceutical medicine, conventional drugs at the moment, it's time tested and a really important part of herbal medicine. And herbal baths, strong herbal baths, are absolutely the most effective way of tapping into the mechanisms of transdermal therapy. You can use herbal baths for any pathology, any problem. You can use herbal baths, but it's particularly suited to nervous system disorders, stress, anxiety, depression, migraines, headaches, nerve pain, those kinds of things. Because you think about your skin is the biggest organ of the body. It's the biggest organ of the body. And if you're in a bath, 90% of your surface area is underwater. From your neck down, 90% of your surface area is underwater. If every square inch of that surface area is in contact with strong, proven herbal compounds, and you're in that bath for 15, 20 minutes, the sheer volume of chemically active herbs and herbal compounds that you can absorb through the skin into your blood, into your nerves to help dial down anxiety and elevate mood is profound. And personally in terms of our family and also in terms of what I've seen in clinic, I would say that transdermal therapy is more effective than the internal treatments. Ideally, you want both. You want it to be working from the outside in and the inside out. So you want to be using both. But transdermal therapy is exceptional, particularly because if you think about baths, in and of itself, a bath is relaxing. You take away the herbs, just a bath, a bath is inherently relaxing. You add into that these herbal compounds and suddenly you get this compound effect. And there are loads of herbs that you can use that are clinically indicated for managing anxiety that are perfectly suited for anxiety. Like you wouldn't want to use valerian root as a herbal bath because it's so strong smelling, it would make your skin smell. But herbs like, a lot of you will probably have these herbs in your garden. Rosemary. Rosemary is clinically proven to buffer against anxiety. It elevates mood. It increases the flow of blood and oxygen into the brain. Lavender is exceptional for anxiety. Thyme is exceptional for anxiety. Lemon balm. I'll come to lemon balm in a minute. Lemon balm is brilliant for anxiety. Passion flower is exceptional. So all of these kinds of herbs that you can buy really easily from a garden centre, or you might have growing in your garden, or you can forage for, or whatever it is. But these are herbs that you can find. All you need to do is just make a really strong herbal bath using those herbs. But the key thing is you want to be in that bath for a good kind of 15, 20 minutes. You need enough time for those compounds to get from the water into your through your skin, into your blood vessels and into your nervous system. So you want to be in the bath for kind of 15, 20 minutes. By using those two approaches at the same time, by using internal treatments and external treatments, you kind of get this compound effect. So I can't recommend that enough. I've specifically picked lemon balm. So lemon balm, it grows prolifically in the UK and Europe. You can get it really easily from most garden centres, but lemon balm, it's called Melissa, is an absolute panacea. Okay, and the research, the effectiveness of lemon balm for acute anxiety. If you're having a really bad time, you get an email through or a phone call or you hear something that just sends you through the chart anxious, your anxiety peaks, you're feeling completely wired. Lemon balm works really quickly to bring it down, works really effectively to bring it down really quickly. And I think growing lemon balm, if you have a predisposition or you have a bit of a history of anxiety, low mood, those kinds of things, if you can go out and pick, a tablespoon of lemon balm flowers, make a strong hot infusion and sip on one of those every couple of hours, it imparts a really, really discernible impact upon how you're feeling and on your anxiety level. So lemon balm is a real standout, isolated, acute anxiety herbal remedy. Really, really important, okay? Obviously smells beautiful, tastes amazing, just tastes like lemon. So well worth getting lemon balm in. And just quickly, I want to talk about just some non-herbal approaches that are also incredibly effective for managing anxiety. Things like, from the Ayurvedic angle, things like self-massage. If you think about your skin, the skin is the single biggest regulator of hormones in the body. The skin has more of an impact upon our hormones than anything else in the body. And if we massage our skin, everyone who's had a massage will know how relaxing it is. But if you look at that from a biochemical level, we know that skin stimulation reduces the secretion of stress hormones, it lowers anxiety, it increases the secretion of feel-good hormones. So performing a 5, 6, 7, 8 minute self-massage with some coconut oil or almond oil or olive oil or whatever, just massaging the body, your arms, legs, abdomen, neck, shoulders, it can really just help to dial us down, calm that anxiety. Particularly good after a herbal bath. If you've had a herbal bath, get out of the bath and perform a self-massage, really, really good. Meditation is obviously another very clinically proven approach for preventing anxiety attacks. Nature immersion, has been some profound research around the effects of getting out in nature, sitting by the beach, sitting in a forest, sitting in a woods or a meadow, anywhere outdoors, listening to the bird song, just losing yourself, letting your mind go in a natural environment is clinically proven to reduce anxiety responses. So for me, they're the 3 top tips: internal treatments, external treatments, and lifestyle treatments. If you've got one of those, if you're implementing one of those 3 approaches on a daily basis, you can have a huge impact. You can make a massive impact upon managing, reducing, preventing your anxiety. So if you're suffering with anxiety, or you know anyone who is, please share this with them, because you don't need to suffer in silence. This idea of anxiety is that you've got to get on with, you've got to kind of stiff upper lip it and just deal with it. It's not right. If you're suffering with anxiety, you can make massive inroads into managing it and preventing it. And this is an evidence-based way of doing that. So please share this widely with anyone who you know would benefit. Like I say, this comes from our Hobby Herbalist course. 6-week online course starts next Tuesday. So if you want to learn more about how to use herbs to prevent and treat common household ailments, then do check out the Hobby Herbalist course. Like I said, we've only got 9 or 10 places left. So check that out. But other than that, have a lovely evening, everyone. Enjoy the lovely weather, and I'll see you soon.